I'm Julian Kage, CEO of Exactics.
Hi, I'm Zachary Sarmone, CFO of Exactics.
I'm Max Almeida, CTO.
I think it started at a young age. Back in middle school, I got to do a lot of hands-on science experiments, and I think it just kind of stuck through the years.
Honestly, wasn't really much into life sciences until I got to college, and Julian came to me with an invention of his in the diagnostic space, asked me to help him out, and I really just started reading up on it a bunch. I guess I have a lot of family in the medical field, so always a bit of interest around me, and really starting this company kind of kickstarted it for me.
For me, I definitely had a computer science background. And it really started when I came to UChicago. I took a very interesting class that was about bioinformatics, and I really loved the overlap of computer science with the life sciences and other intersections like that. So pretty much college freshman year.
Fundamentally, diagnostics are more inaccessible and more expensive than they need to be, and so we're trying to make them more affordable and accessible.
I'll just add a bit that the reason that it matters, essentially it's just about saving lives and making healthcare easier. It's no secret that there's an accessibility problem in healthcare, and so we're trying to tackle a bit of that niche with diagnostics for diseases. So.
When I was 12 or 13, my best friend got Lyme disease, and it went undiagnosed for months. And so that prompted this initial interest in, figuring out how to diagnose diseases sooner before symptoms start to set in. And that started the entire thing.
In the disease diagnostics field, most of it is centralized around laboratories and clinical testing, which is great. Those tests work really well. But the big thing, going back to the problem we're solving, is about accessibility. So the thing we do different is trying to decentralize it. Our test offerings aren't just about making the best tests for different diseases, but also about making them accessible fully at home in a decentralized way.
I think we're at an inflection point where technologies are becoming cheaper and more widely accessible, and I think that's going to impact the speed of which we create new things and invent new things, and just sort of the accessibility of those. I think how open and willing everyone is to give advice, to give input on your whatever problems you're having, help you along the way. And so I think my advice is always just don't be afraid to ask questions, and don't be afraid to talk to people and be open.
As the CFO, being in charge of our finances and our legal stuff, I would say there's always a lot of just random red tape that you don't know exists. There's the simple stuff with getting your company incorporated and all that. And then there always just seems to be a next legal step, getting your taxes filed correctly, especially complicated in a life science R&D space where there's tax credits and stuff like that. So I would just say, as early as possible, get a lawyer and get an accountant. Because there's always, a lot of red tape there. So.
I mean, I really see it as an innovative city. I think it's hard to match the startup ecosystem that the University of Chicago has and the other Chicago universities. I think one thing that stood out as unique to me is the collaboration between companies like Portal and UChicago. I always try to explain the space we have here, where it's this really cool collaboration. And it's a little difficult because people will be like, oh, so you are in the university, and I have to explain we're in the university system and we have the support of the university and the Polsky Center. But then also we have the benefits that come with a private lab space. And I'd also definitely say the university startup ecosystem is very helpful. We kind of ran the gauntlet of Polsky programs and competitions, and that really helped us meet the right people. Julian talked about how getting advice is so important, and university startup ecosystems really connect you with those people that you can get advice from.
Yeah. To add on to that, none of this would have been possible without Portal and the University of Chicago. I'd say it's really motivating. I mean, everyone's doing something different, and so you get to see something new every day, and you can always have a sort of a change of pace by talking to someone from a different company that's right next to you, bounce ideas off of them, get new ideas on things to do. So.
I guess I'll add one more point on the motivating aspect. Startup work it's a bit of a grind, and so it's good to have other people around you doing a bit of the same. There's something motivating and rewarding about in here on a Sunday night, 2 a.m. working, and you're not the only one here. So
I think one last thing to add is it's very nice to have the support of like the staff and also just other companies. Obviously, there's like a huge thing of like move fast and break things in startup culture, but it's very different when you're in life sciences. So it's really nice to have that support and guidance and really have somebody to go to know what you need to do and how to go about things safely and responsibly.
I'm very excited about our sort of rapid growth and rapid expansion to diagnose other diseases and make as many diagnostics accessible as possible.